Well, one other person that asked about, or asked your name too recently is someone that I feel like it was such a missed opportunity that this never played out, and it's Chelsea Green. And I know that you guys had been, pitches were made and, tweets were sent, and it just seemed like everything was going towards this wonderful rivalry.
Went out on television and recorded the whole thing, and then we got back there and it was all pulled from television of the whole match in the beginning, and it was a mess, that whole thing. And there's so much to that element of the story, but I don't even have time, and I just don't want to focus my energy in that kind of stuff. But I just think that, I had pitched an idea for this for my wrap up thing because I thought it could really make a character on the way out, and I'd pitched it for someone else. They did something else. Then I got moved to SmackDown, and then kind of just sat there. And then I did a house show in Waco, Texas, and tore my ACL. And then I was out for what I thought was going to be a couple months, and it ended up being like, the doc said 9 months, but then I was still healthy sitting at home for another 3 months after that or whatever, until I messaged Vince and was like, Vince, I'm healthy. Like, I'm ready to come back whenever. And then I was at TV the next day, and, and so I'd been pitching this idea for myself for a return the whole time of like, can we do something along this? Like, I think it's really cool. It'd be cool to come full circle, but we could do it in a different way because obviously I've been crazy before. So I would crazy recognize as crazy, and maybe, but we could, play with it, but make it different. So it's unique and different and dynamic for today, but also add in those real elements. And I thought like, well, God, there's no one, Chelsea, I'd already seen what she'd done with the hot mess character. And I felt like I understood where she was coming from because she had so many false starts. And I equally, when I was in that same position, had 5 false starts before I finally debuted. So I was really empathetic for her and what she was going through at the time. And it just seemed to make sense. But to go out there and actually do it and then be waiting around until 1:00 to realize that Vince never even heard the idea, apparently never heard the idea or approved it, and then it all got pulled. I was just like, how does this happen? Because I know that this idea I pitched this idea, I don't know, 6 months ago. Like, I pitched it well back before I was even traded, but then not for Chelsea per se, but I know I've been pitching this. So how did I go out there and wrestle and Vince never hear the idea? That doesn't make sense to me. Something's not adding up here. And then, so they ended up pulling it. And then I came back the next week, and then we did the debut match with Natty and Lana, and where it was like 4 minutes, but I wasn't going to get an entrance. And then 4 minutes, and then 2 minutes in, there was the whole skedaddle about the Joe and Ray and Rollins about, for their thing. So it just kind of cut over. And even then I go like, I don't really think this is going to get the reaction that you guys are looking for. In fact, I think this is going to do more damage for everyone than it's going to do good. Like, one, this is my first match back on television. And so I kind of need, I should probably get an entrance. Like, that's probably a good idea. And 4 minutes for this segment and 2 minutes of my comeback match is, you guys are cutting, the people are going to hate this. They're going to hate it. And they're going to see this as a blatant disrespect. And nobody listened to me. I'm just like, I can't believe that nobody else here in this segment isn't thinking what I'm thinking. Or am I just crazy? I guess I'm just crazy. So you know what? We'll go out there and we'll do it. We're going to do it. And it's great. And that's fine. And we'll see what happens. And then what I exactly said happened. The people shit all over it because they were like, this is blatant disrespectful. I don't even care what they're arguing about on the outside because this is really shitty. Why would you do that? What is happening here? So I think the amount of times that I would say that of I don't think this is going to get the reaction. And then we did it anyway because I felt like I was fighting an uphill battle, and then I was just proved right. There was a lot of times, and I just I wish you guys believed me and you realize that I actually do love this business and I know what the hell I'm talking about, and I'm not just, it's not about me, what's best for Mickie James. It's about what's best overall, optics for everyone and how everyone shines. There's a way for everyone to shine. You don't have to bury people.
Yeah. And one other thing I want